Hello, welcome back. This is Jacob, and today we are going to be continuing the Let's Play for Reverse 1999. And today we are going to be checking out our story for our second playable character, for Cheng. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this is going to be about. Now, I did glean a tiny bit from the comments on the previous episode that this seems to be, or is probably going to be, kind of like a similar story to what Paper Herons was, in terms of this is gonna be a prequel, and you know what? I have nothing against it if it's gonna be another prequel story for Boy before essentially appearing in the story and what we know from the story about him, cause yeah, there was definitely backstory that they didn't have time to dive into over there, so this is gonna be very fun to see. Where things were standing with him potentially before he joined up with the city guard and everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is gonna be about. Now, before we get to the story, however, there is a question, or rather a confirmation I need to ask you guys if you do know about it. Now, I was obviously very busy over the last couple of days, and I will now not have time to check out the Syndrome of Silence, sadly. I wanted to play this and get the endings before the timer runs out over the last couple of days, but as I was busy with a single 6-hour video. Anyway, I'm gonna have PTSD of that video for a while. But yeah, anyway, I was checking out on online if this is gonna become permanent after this patch or something like that. Apparently, from what I saw from a Reddit post like 3-ish weeks ago at this point, someone was asking the same question, and apparently apparently this is gonna become permanent in version 3.7 or after 3.7. I'm not sure. I can't remember right now from the top of my head, but apparently it's gonna come back. So I just wanted to ask for a confirmation if that's the case, because if that's the case, then fine, I'm missing out on it right now, but we will come back to it. If it really will become a permanent game mode and everything, we will come back to it. I will play it. I do want to see what this is about and what the story in this thing is, plus the gameplay, of course. And also, was this character available for free in here? Because I didn't see her among the rewards like the normal menu here, unless she's just a story character or something, but that's fine. However, however, I do hope this is gonna become permanent later on. If it's not gonna become permanent, then at some point I'm probably gonna do a very similar thing that I did with like the some of the old stories in this game that were not, sadly, never turned into permanent things, and we'll check them. We'll check the endings and cutscenes online, essentially. Nothing lost. Stuff is documented online, luckily. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just curious to double check if that information is correct and this thing will become permanent. But yeah, anyway, slay a tiger. Well, let's get into this, but before we get into this, and speaking of asking you guys in the comments about stuff, one of you requested something interesting, and that was a K-Rider-kun who said, "Hey Jacob, I realized no one here has requested you to check out the EP for this patch, which is Singing on the Snowfallen Path. Vibe-wise, it's sort of silly, similar to Showdown in Chinatown's EP Rock Solid." Okay. That makes me very interested to hear it, and so does the plane in the background right now that I can hear. And you guys will have to listen to it for a couple of seconds as well. Yeah, I'm very curious. Again, when it comes to EPs, I'll say just immediately right now, if the song is gonna be muted at the end because of some copyright stuff, just know that is the reason why. And I'm just gonna probably cut around the video then. But if it goes through, it goes through. But yeah, as always with EPs, don't feel afraid to recommend me stuff that is like, well, pretty much like that, like the Rock Solid song. If it's something like visually funny or adds to the atmosphere of something or stuff like that, I'll check them out. But when it comes to the regular EPs, like always, I don't really have much to say. I'll listen to them. I do listen to them. Just I don't have much to say to the regular songs. They, well, more so along the lines of a regular song that they release for like characters and events. But when it comes to stuff like Rock Solid or the song for Rubuska, for example, that one was funny. That one was very fun to go through. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, do not feel afraid to recommend me, and if I can somehow squeeze it in, I will do so. I will definitely do so. But yeah, anyway, K-Rider, we'll check it out later when we get to the the trailer for the character, and the rest with that as well. But for now, let's jump into this. To slay a tiger, saying goodbye to the black-tiled roofs of his home, he steps onto the road ahead, going off into the bright world. Okay. The cage. Okay, the cage tiger, huh? Oh, interesting. You have like a 9th stage or something. Well, let's see. The cage. Cheng's house. The cold sky presses down on black tiles. Black tiles press down on white walls. At the foot of these walls is a courtyard. Though swept clean that morning, a light dusting of snow has already begun to reclaim it. How far in the past are we gonna be here? Cheng carries firewood in the house and lights the stove. Copying documents at the human still earns me around 30 wen a day. He takes the ledger and inkstone down from a nearby shelf, dips his brush in ink, and carefully records the day's income and expenses. 1 bass sold for 70 wen. Expenses. Leave salary 4 wen. 1 gin of salt 5 wen. Medicinal herbs 10 wen. Man, he's very meticulous with that. Oh, this. Okay. So his promotion attire is his original attire before he joined. Before he joined the. What was he called again? The city guard or police? I want to call it a police. The city guard? Huh. Okay, very fun. Actually, also, I'm now wondering, is the story actually gonna have more voice acting than the, Paper Heron story? The Paper Heron story, surprisingly, considering she's the limited character, had almost no voice acting. Not even Paper Heron was almost voice acted at all in that whole thing, which is honestly very surprising. Usually they're not so. Usually these character stories are not that sparse, but I'm more surprised by the fact that she's the limited character. I only, like I said in my own comment in the previous episode, I only realized that while I was editing. I realized that there's almost no vocal bars happening during her story. But yeah, anyway. Someone steps lightly behind him and drapes a coat over his shoulders. Oh, his mom. Back already? My, every winter feels colder than the last.
You should be in bed.
I only went to see Dr. Wu for some Baibu. He said you should be resting.
It's fine.
This story already has more voice acting than the Paper Heron one. Wow. How come Cheng got the preferential treatment here? I'm actually shocked. Alright. But why did you go to him again? Don't you usually go to Jishitang? Okay, that's an interesting name. I wanted new prescription. I heard he just made a new batch of the Jiao pills. Did you get some? I told you not to go there. In fact, I said we should have cut ties with him long ago. Okay, right on coughing. Started off with his usual nonsense, did he? Refusing to let you inside, using some illness as an excuse. Cheng pauses for a moment and closes the ledger.
Don't worry.
It's no matter. I have the medicine. I'll start brewing it now. What did he say? At the doorway, the branches of the May tree shake off a few clumps of snow. Thankfully for him, a sudden knock at the door interrupts the awkward silence. Expecting someone? We haven't had a visitor since your uncle returned to the countryside. Cheng puts the ledger back on the shelf. I'll take a look. Okay, who's this? Cheng trudges back through the snow to the courtyard's gate and raises the latch. A familiar military officer stands outside. Commander Lee? Okay. Oh, this is gonna be awkward now. This is gonna be very awkward now, cause yeah, Cheng before the ending of the main portion of the story had a lot of respect for this guy, so this is gonna be very interesting. Oh my god, I keep forgetting how Hua Wang? I keep forgetting how you pronounce his surname. Or sorry, was name, whatever. I keep forgetting. I'm probably gonna use Cheng. I'm sorry, it's gonna be easier to say. Cheng, I hope I'm not intruding. Not at all. I just returned from the clinic and was preparing to brew some medicine. How is your mother these days? Consumption is not easy to treat.
Hmm?
Are you here on official Yamen business? Li Huafeng offers a faint, amiable smile. The Yamen's affairs have nothing to do with me. I'm here to offer you an opportunity. Ah, and this is when he starts working for him. Okay. Cheng returns indoors, clutching a yellow sheet of paper. The lid of the pot on the stove has already been lifted, the cooked rice porridge inside sending steady curls of steam into the air. Out of habit, he takes the ladle from his mother's hand.
Let me take care of this.
Who was it at the door then? It was Commander Lee. Cheng brings the porridge to the wooden table and casually passes the paper to his mother.
Mother.
Tomorrow, I'll ask if Auntie can come lend her hand for a while. It'll be a long journey. A few sparrows flit past the window, chirping as they flutter. Chirping as they flutter out of the courtyard. Street Riverside Village. This small village, governed by another county of Wanzhou Prefecture and nestled between mountains and rivers, has simply come to be called the Riverside Village. This Riverside Village looks much like Zhu County. At its entrance, Cheng sees the familiar rise and fall of black tiles once again. Only today's early afternoon is not quite as peaceful as usual. My brother's been mauled by a tiger. He's damn near on his deathbed, and you dogs have the gall to stand here pushing us around.
Hmm?
To the left of the village entrance stands an exceptionally grand courtyard with a memorial python outside bearing the words loyalty, filial piety, integrity, and righteousness. A group of villagers have gathered beneath the python, their faces flushed as they shout at the household guards blocking their way. Likely the residents of a local gentry. Cheng approaches without a word, slipping in among several bystanders. Dr. Xu was paid for with the family's hard-earned silver. She's inside treating Master Hu. How dare you try to barge in?
That's too far.
Dr. Xu is the village physician, not the Hu family's private attendant. What could be more urgent than a life-or-death situation? What right do you have to stop us? What are you hiding in there? Tell Dr. Xu there's a patient out here on the verge of death. I know she'll come out to save him. You'll just have to find another doctor. If you set off now for the county, you can make it there before nightfall. We already hauled him all the way down the mountain to Dr. Xiu's clinic, only to be told she was here. Just look at him. Does he look as though he'll survive a trip to the county? The injured villager is slumped over his companion's back, his hastily bandaged left arm soaked with blood. That's none of our concern. We had no hand in his injuries. If you continue causing a scene outside Master Hu's house, we'll call the bailiff over to have you arrested. The lead villager explodes in fury. Go on, call him. You're all in cahoots with one another anyway. Hu Huaiyu. Okay, that's the name. Hu Huaiyu is so afraid of dying. He summons a doctor every time he nicks his skin.
Enough.
Watch your mouth, you slanderer. Our man's been mauled half to death, and you won't even let him through the door.
That's too far.
They waited until land prices were low and took 2 acres of my land in exchange for just 1 tael of silver. Last year I had a funeral to arrange and was desperate for money. The Hu family loaned it to me but charged 5% interest. Interesting family. Yeah, seems absolutely normal. The lead villager snatches a bow from his companion's hands and aims it at the household guards. A wave of shock ripples through them. The Hu family is out to ruin us all. First they snatch up our fields, then they hound us with debt. They're driving us to death. Fellow villagers, tell me, does this sound fair to you? Okay, the villagers are pissed. The rest of the villagers shout, their hoes and clubs raised high. We're done waiting. We're not taking this anymore. One way or another, I'm going through the door. We'll not be pushed around. Burn down the gate. We'll force our way in. Oh boy. The household guards draw their swords, raising their shields into a solid wall. Go ahead and try. This is nothing short of rebellion. Before the words even finish leaving the guard's mouth, an arrow flies toward its forehead. But before it can strike, it is cleaved in two by a flash of steel. Cheng sheaths his blade, stepping between the guards and the villagers.
This man is dying.
What harm is there in letting him inside? Who are you? He's not one of us. The crowd exchanges glances like a theater troupe interrupted mid-performance, unsure of what to do next. You! The gate is suddenly thrown open.
Enough.
Oh, is that the dog? What is going on out there? That was definitely a unique silhouette. I'm guessing they're gonna give the doctor a unique model. Alright, part number 2, the Tiger. Calm, unhurried footsteps emerge from the courtyard. Seems they've had martial arts training. The guards hastily make way, their voices softening with deference. Dr. Shu, have you finished examining Master Hu? Oh, she did get a unique model. A very distinct model, honestly. I have a feeling this woman has a more distinct model than the I forgot her name already. The young girl from Paper Heron's story, even. Interesting. You mean his night blindness? Exactly how much time do you expect me to waste on that man? And you, out here making a racket and swinging your weapons about while I'm trying to write a prescription. Care to explain yourselves? She takes the steps. She takes the steps two at a time. That's a interesting way to say it, but anyway, she takes these steps two at a time, passing Cheng without so much as a glance. The villagers all lower their weapons, allowing her to approach the gravely injured man. She narrows her eyes as she examines him. How did this happen? We were hunting in the mountains and ran into a tiger. My brother, he fell behind them. Before he can finish, Dr. Shu turns and strides back toward the gate.
Get him in here.
Okay, she's gonna be voiced. But Dr. Shu, he's covered in blood. How could we possibly carry him onto Master Hu's courtyard?
Enough.
It's bad luck for someone to die at the gate, is it not? I'll ask Master Hu for a room myself. She pauses, then turns back impatiently. Well, unless you wish for this man to die, I suggest you bring him in. Right. Quickly, let's get him inside. Two villagers rush the wounded man inside, streaking the entrance steps with blood as they ascend. Should we wipe it up? If it dries, it'll be harder to clean. Of course you don't. Unless you're looking for a scolding, you'll wipe it. You'll wipe it this instant. The guards fetch water from the courtyard and begin hurriedly scrubbing Master Hu's steps. Despicable. All's well that ends well, it seems. Yeah, you're gonna get stopped. You're not going anywhere. Cheng is just about to leave when the lead villager steps in to block his path.
Stop there!
Wait. Who are you? Why did you cut down my arrow? Only a passing traveler. Your arrow would never have pierced the guard's rattan shield, but it would have given them a reason to retaliate.
Your recklessness will cause nothing but trouble.
I may have lost my temper, but I put up with them and their shoddy treatment for far too long to care about the consequences. If they fight, then we fight. And if you'd made the first move, you'd have been deemed the primary culprit. Were someone to die, your punishment would be death. Then what of it? You think I fear death? Huh. The way you speak, it's obvious you come from a noble stock. How could someone like you understand our struggles? Oh, you're saying that to the wrong person, but okay. He's just mimicking the nobility. The disjointed back and forth phrase Cheng's patience.
I'm not.
Yeah, and you're gonna get interrupted. During their exchange, several village guards rush over, stirring up a cloud of yellow dust under the Paifang. What's going on here? Master Hu's personal guards hurry forward to greet them, directing their accusations at the villagers sitting cross-legged by the gate. It's these troublemakers. They've dirtied Master Hu's steps. We didn't mean to cause trouble. Someone was mauled by a tiger and urgently needed treatment. Another tiger attack. We've lost 3 people this month to those beasts. We have warned you over and over not to travel into the mountains. Why go up there? With this year's feeble harvest, what choice did we have? 5 years ago it was floods, and now it's drought. Grain has grown more expensive than gold. If we don't hunt, what are we to eat? My land has all been taken, and we have no grain stored for the winter. Hunting rabbits is the only way we can scrape together a half-decent meal. If only an immortal would appear again, as they did 5 years ago, handing out grain to us all. Interesting. After a moment's hesitation, Cheng steps past the village guards and offers the headman a modest bow. I had some formal weapons training, including hand-to-hand. If you aim to head into the mountains to hunt the tiger, I will offer my assistance. The village guards exchange amused glances. That mountain forest isn't meant for travel. Only a fool would go there without a good reason. Had these hunters not been so greedy, this wouldn't have happened. The tiger attacked them in the forest, not the village. We can't go traipsing into the forest hunting tigers. We'd never get any real work done. And Cheng is gonna probably go and do it himself now, huh? With a dismissive wave, he turns back to scold the grime-covered villagers. That's enough. Go back to your homes, and no one is to go up the mountain again. Your decree doesn't change the fact that these hunters still have families to feed. That tiger has taken too many lives. It cannot be ignored. The headman suddenly swings his staff as if he were swatting at an annoying mosquito, its tip brushed inches from the hem of Cheng's clothes. You're getting on my last nerve, boy. You are neither an official nor a member of this village. What good does it serve you to stick your nose into our business? If you're so eager to play the hero, go deal with the tiger yourself. Which is probably what he's gonna do, like I said. Broken cries echo from the courtyard. Cheng tightens... What?
It's absurd.
Yeah, yes, it is absurd. What was that sound effect in the background? Cheng tightens his grip on the hilt of his blade. He pushes past the guards, once again placing himself between them and the villagers. Hey, what do you think you're doing? The tiger. Can you tell me exactly where you encountered it? Yep, he's gonna go after the tiger himself. Mountaintop Riverside Village. Enter the forest and head due south. After passing another slope, it is somewhere near the edge of the cliff. They said the tiger is blue and white. Blue and white? Okay, interesting hue for a tiger. 2 or 3 times larger than an ordinary one. It almost sounds like a monster. Ahead stretches a thick pine forest with shrubs reaching up to the knee. Wild grass lies flattened in the undergrowth, streaked with dull rust-red blood.
I need to be careful.
This is where the hunter was wounded. I should proceed with caution. The forest wind falls silent, and the wild grass rustles softly. The sound of heavy breathing reaches Cheng's ears. It sneaked behind me. Okay, yeah, this is definitely not a normal tiger. A massive tiger, blue streaks in its magnificent white fur, bursts from the grass, slamming Cheng to the ground. He braces his half-drawn blade across his chest, barely holding off the attack. Blue flames flare across the tiger's brow as it presses its claws against the blade. Huh! That's some strength. Huh! A feather shoots from his shoulder guard like an arrow, piercing the tiger's forehead. Well, you just pissed him off now. A thunderous roar shakes the forest. In an attempt to escape, the tiger clamps its jaws around Cheng's blade and hauls him forward. Okay, you're coming with him. Cheng refuses to let go as the tiger barrels forward, rushing them both to a nearby cliff edge. As the tiger leaps, a sudden sense of weightlessness comes over Cheng. In a split second, he grabs hold of the cliff edge, his body dangling below. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, so this is the minigame? Round 1. This is my family's blade. How can I let it go so easily? Use chi to fire feathers and make the beast let go. Okay. Drag the portrait. Use chi to connect the feathers to the tiger. Each feather has a different number of attacks. Connect enough feathers to defeat the tiger. Ah, okay. Defeat enemies before you run out of chi and feathers. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Hold on. So, like this, that, and that. There we go. Okay, interesting. Is that it? Oh, round 2, okay. Dragon okay, again. Oh, I see. The bar at the bottom is how much I have to drag it. That's literally the chi meter. Okay. Fun little minigame. 1, 2, 3. Feather after feather. That sounds like a dinosaur. Feather after feather pierces downward. That literally sounded like a dinosaur effect from Jurassic Park. Sound effect, that is. With the final impact, the tiger's grip loosens. It lets out a final howl as it plummets down into the ravine below and vanishes out of sight. The soil is loose. It needs to be harder if I'm to pull myself up. Breathe. Sense the flow of chi. Wherever it touches, the earth hardens like iron. Concentrate. The soil beneath his fingers takes on a faint metallic sheen but doesn't spread any further. Is it too much for me to handle? As the soil binding begins to fail, the clumps in his grip begins to break apart. A pale fog blankets the foot of the cliff. Falling would surely mean his demise. Even so, he feels his grip beginning to falter.
Darn it.
A heartbeat before his fingers give out, a thin silver thread slices through the air from the cliff edge. That's... Oh? What is that? The old friend, huh? Okay. Oh, is it gonna be someone he learned these silver feather techniques from? Considering it kinda felt the same way, the way it was described just now. Huh. Okay, the old friend. Mountaintop Riverside Village. The blood splatter. The silver thread coils around Cheng's waist and drags him back onto the cliff. He hits the ground and rolls, the stabbing pain in his left leg catching up to him on impact. A broken branch is lodged in his calf. Ah! Ouch! Oh, it's from her. The village doctor stands over him, calmly reeling the silver thread back onto a bone shuttle. It's you. Playing the long hero isn't a healthy habit.
It's how we usually get things done. Someone has to do it.
Someone had to resolve the matter. Someone had to resolve the matter. Besides, once I see a problem, I cannot turn a blind eye to it. I couldn't involve those hunters again. Not after they scarcely made it back alive. How can you be so sure they wouldn't have lent a hand? Dr. Xu steps closer, squatting down and inspecting the wound on his left leg. Good news. It doesn't appear too deep.
Are you ready?
Ow! She doesn't wait for an answer. In one swift motion, she yanks the branch free and the... Ouch. And the wound wells with blood. Satisfied with there are no splinters left in the wound, that is very lucky. Dr. Xu guides her silver thread through a series of precise sutures. With practiced ease, she applies herbs pulled from her robes to the wound, then cuts and ties a clean white bandage.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have quite the unique method of treating wounds. I just find some joy in experimenting with my arcane skill. Forgive my bluntness, but what are you doing here, Doctor? The Who family refused to let the hunter stay after I patched him up, so I had him taken to my clinic. Whether he survives or not is in fate's hands now. In any case, it struck me that you looked somewhat familiar. I asked around where you'd gone and was promptly informed that you inquired about the tiger's whereabouts and ran off alone. To face the beast, no doubt. That can't be, I told them, but their faces were deadly serious. I was worried something might happen, so I hurried over. Dr. Xu falls silent, her eyes lingering on Cheng. If not for your lack of familiarity with the terrain, you're getting lost notwithstanding, I'd hoped I'd have been able to catch up to you in time.
Don't worry.
It wasn't all that dangerous, although the tiger was fiercer than I had anticipated. The recklessness of youth. May I know your name? Cheng Huang. I feel like I destroyed that. I just said it so quickly anyway. And then realized immediately. I'm so sorry. That name is so hard to say for some reason. That would require way more practice. It's so easier just to say Cheng. Anyway, I must say, Cheng, that flying feather technique of yours is quite curious. A skill passed down through your family, I presume?
Yes.
That's right. Dr. Chu, she was winding off the bandage, falters for an instant before she finishes up and nods it. I once knew a man by the name of Cheng. He commanded flying metal shards through the air. His abilities were quite impressive. His father probably. Still, those who excel in such things tend to have weaker constitutions. He used to be on the wrong side of the law, but official was written into both his name and his fate. And sure enough, in the end, he became one. Okay, so she knew his dad? Did you know him? Cheng clenches his teeth, his focus shifting to the remaining flying feathers on his shoulder. I can see you've discerned it already. He was my father. Finished with the bandaging, Dr. Xu stands up and dusts off her hands. Oh, well, that's quite the coincidence. Your father and I were friends, which I suppose makes you my nephew, or near enough. So listen, nephew. She's immediately vibing with this. Oh, me and your dad, we were buddies. You're my blood relative now. Okay, this woman is fun. This injury will take a few days to heal, and the dressing will need changing. My clinic is at the foot of the mountain. Come and stay with me for a few days.
Thank you.
I brought little money with me. I'm afraid I may not have enough to cover the medical expenses for the next few days. You think I'm after a few coins? Just stay. You can pay me back by lending me your hand when you can. Might I lend you mine in getting up? No need. I can manage. Okay, very wholesome, very cute. The two set off together down the mountain. You seem young. Are you still studying, or have you already become an official? Neither. I mostly get by on odd jobs. And what odd job brought you to this poor place in the middle of nowhere? I was running an errand for someone and happened to pass through. I see. How is your mother? Well, enough. And your father? Yeah. He passed away. What happened? He had an accident. I'm sorry. I never would have imagined. Imagined? He was still young. But I suppose death comes for us all. A long silence falls. She never would have imagined. That is interesting. Why would she say that? Did she not know? No, she did say earlier that he was kind of on both sides of the law. Huh, okay. Reaching the foot of the mountain, they push through the grass and follow the stream for a short distance. From between the trees, a solitary white house emerges into view. Why set up a clinic out here in the wilderness? It would be easier to see patients if you lived in the village. Convenient, sure, but the houses in the village are tall and crammed together one after another. Living like that would be maddening. But your clinic has the same black roof tiles and white walls. It looks no different from the houses in Duke County or the village. What do you expect me to do? Paint a house black from top to bottom? Damn. Dr. Xu whirls, sending 3 silver threads like spider silk toward Cheng's vital joints. As if he'd anticipated the attack, Cheng dodges. Flying feathers clash with silver threads, tangling as they fall to the ground.
What was that?
Yeah, what was that? Why did she attack him all of a sudden? You could have stood a tank in the threads, yet you chose to dodge and tear the wound open instead. Your command over your arcane skill is undisciplined, to say the least. Oh, I see. Is this old woman an old martial artist that just decided to use her arcane skill for medicinal purposes at some point? Had you used it properly earlier, you'd have subdued the tiger without so much as a scratch. Dr. Xu shakes her head and sighs. I remember how your father would turn leaves into metal, sending them flying as he'd bid. There are plenty of leaves here. Why not give it a try? Actually, yeah, it's only now just starting to hit me. Oh, so that's how his skill is working. I thought the metal feathers and stuff were actually, like, made of metal. But, okay, so he's using his chi to just turn, like, actual leaves from trees and probably other objects into metal that he then controls. Huh, that's interesting. That's a very interesting and unique skill.
I can't.
Oh, maybe he can't? Everyone from my clan can control light metals, but transmutation, I am the only one left who can do it. Or at least I ought to be. You've chosen not to use this unique ability? Not exactly. I can no longer control it, as if something is blocking me. As a child, I used it recklessly. It caused an accident. After that, with no one to guide me, I dared not use it often. Ah, okay. Interesting. So, okay, so he does have the ability to transmute. It's just a psychological blockade that is preventing him from doing it. Okay. At least it sounds that way. A waste if you ask me. Only you possess this ability, and yet you shackle yourself with hesitation. Your father and I sparred many times, enough for me to become familiar with his arcane skill. His arcane skill, like mine, relied on guiding matter with chi. If you wish it, I can teach you a few techniques. Be a guide of sorts. But why? Why? Because I want to. And because it's the right thing to do. But... Cheng Huang, when an elder offers you her teachings, you shut your mouth and listen. She's not wrong. Main room clinic. She's not wrong. When someone older advisor offers you advice, shut up and take it, and then do whatever you want with it. Something that young folk always struggle with. Until you get older, then you realize, I should have listened. We all go through this phase. I swear the vast majority of teenagers goes through the phase of not listening to adults, and then when you are the adult, I should have listened. Ah, youth. Anyway, Dr. Shu swings open the clinic door without ceremony. Inside the clinic, an assistant is busy boiling medicine. 2 or 3 patients lie resting nearby, including the hunter whose arm was mauled earlier. Doctor, you're back. Who's this? A patient I picked up on the road. How's the hunter? He's still unconscious. Alright. Be sure to change his dressing in a couple of hours and keep a close eye on him tonight. A fever could prove fatal. One of the patients, a young man, hops out of the bed and runs over, his face flushed with color. Doctor, that medicine's incredible. I've never felt so alive, like I could plow 2 acres of land without so much as a breath. I'm glad to hear. Help me. What was that soundbite? Help me. Well, you get that voice then. Doctor, help, help. Dr. Shiu lets out a very sigh and walks over to the old man's bed. What is it this time? I still feel terribly ill. My stomach hurts and I throw up every time I eat. I gave you strict instructions not to have any food, but you just couldn't help yourself, could you? I've just brewed him some fresh medicine. I only poured it a moment ago. It's still hot. To the assistant's surprise, Dr. Shu smiles and looks up at Cheng, who is still standing by the door. Perfect. We have just the man for handling a little heat. Is it time to play the minigame? Oh no, that's where the cutscene ends. Yeah, you're gonna be a medical assistant now, buddy. Okay. The silver thread. Let's continue. Now, Cheng, move the bowl of medicine on the table into my hand using only your family's technique. Why? Do you often make a habit of arguing with your elders? He apparently does. He's young. Don't worry. That's how it goes. We all do that. Okay, so this is gonna be the good old story of use everyday movement and technique to feed into your karate or kung fu. Right? Brewing and serving medicine is part of the clinic's duties. But if you'd prefer to lie around and take advantage of my hospitality for the next few days, be my guest. Cheng falls silent for a moment, then extends his right hand and aims it at the bowl of medicine. In an instant, the medicine bowl turns black and spins forward, almost crashing into Dr. Shu's hand. A little excessive, but all in all, not bad for a first try. Although it is rather heavy. I wonder why. She breaks into a cheerful laugh, then props the metal bowl upright and shows it to Cheng. The medicinal broth inside the bowl has been transmuted along with it, becoming a solid block of metal. I see, yeah, this is gonna be this is gonna be a story of not only learning to use this technique through like just fusing it into everyday stuff that you do, but also to refine it to the point where he can just transform like a object that holds another object or anything else inside of itself without affecting the other. Yeah, precision control, that is very powerful if you master it. Fortunately, the effect wears off in time. Otherwise, you'll be paying for the medicine. Have patience. Remember, a single day does not make a master. That is also interesting. So, the transmutation itself isn't permanent, huh? Interesting. Oh! Old man, it's been a long while since I've used it so much. With a little more practice, I know I will perform it without error. Dr. Shi retrieves several chipped and broken bowls from around the room. Well, you're not lacking for confidence. Why not begin with these? Once you've mastered them, lighter things like flowers and leaves should be no problem at all. Your arcane skill works much like my own. Simple, really. Sense the flow of chi, carefully straighten it, and aim it at the object. And strike. Minigame? Oh, no, never mind. I thought we were dissolving into the minigame.
Huh.
Damn, you're working into the night. Or practicing, rather. The metal ball slams into the wall once again, and Cheng's brow knots even tighter. Young man, I have watched you throw that broken ball around day after day, and I still can't fathom why Dr. Shiu is making you do it. Having woken up with little else to occupy him, the tiger-bitten hunter has decided to strike up a conversation with Cheng. I am training my arcane skill. Unable to resist, the remaining two bedridden patients chime in as well. Training? That old lady can't even throw a punch? What? Does she think she's some sort of martial arts master now? What do you mean, can't throw a punch? Did she catch you off guard too? She looks fierce, but has a bad temper and talks loud enough to rattle the bedpans. But I've never once seen Dr. Shiu get into a fight with anyone. Her arcane skill. Those silver threads of hers is finer than hair. Other than stitching up wounds, what good could they be? My dude, don't underestimate that. If she controls it perfectly, she can literally snipe someone with a needle. The thought hadn't occurred to me. Not only snipe, if she has enough time to thread the needle a couple times through someone's body, she can literally rip someone to shreds with the thing. Especially if the thread is something sturdier than just your regular thread for sewing wounds or anything else. Like, Jesus Christ, the damage you could do with this technique on a micro scale is insane. Eternal bleeding without even noticing. Ooh, actually, now that I talk about it, does maybe her technique maybe stem from like some kind of ninja clan or some shit like that? Because threading a needle like that and assassinating someone in their sleep would be definitely like a ninja technique that someone would use. Because the targeted person wouldn't even notice that, and that's how actual ninjas were supposed to operate. Just sneak in the shadows and poison someone in their sleep, essentially. Or straight up just kill them. Come now, you can hardly say that. At the Do-Show Festival, Dr. Shiu played a female soldier, remember? Kill! She was like a demon as fierce as anything. Come on, anyone can shout. I could just as well play a great general. Hold troops! Heed my command! Another metal ball rolls onto the floor. Still, I hear there was once a bandit in Guangzhou who fought with silver threads. They say the bandit stole state supplies, torched villages, and left many soldiers wounded.
I heard that.
I've heard traveling merchants talk about the very same thing. They say those silver threads could cut through iron like mud. Frightening stuff. In the end, the bandit raided Jew County. But after that, word of them vanished.
Wow!
Jew County? That's the richest place in all of Guangzhou. All manner of merchants and officials live there. Not like this poor backwater town we're stuck in. Nonsense. Dr. Shu would never stoop to being some lowly mountain bandit. If she could fight, she'd be a hero. Okay, I was off the mark, probably with the ninja thing, but a bandit that can do this stuff. Yeah, actually, that would also explain why she knew his father. Yeah, they were both bandits. They were probably rivals or some shit like that. The craziest thing would be if they're actual family. Plenty of people have similar arcane skills, don't they? I can produce flames from my fingertips, just like the Hu family.
Yes.
Oh, I suppose you're right. I've never seen her use those silver threads for anything practical. Not even to slice a vegetable. Perhaps they simply aren't good for much. You could walk every street of the village saying she's a bandit, and I bet not a soul would believe it.
Well,
Is that so? There was a time we didn't have a doctor in the village. Small illnesses we just had to endure, and we couldn't afford the county fees for anything serious. After Dr. Shu arrived, the villagers could finally get the treatment they needed. That's right. My son was having... Oh, this guy is... my son. This guy is way older than what young man would indicate, but anyway. My son was having convulsions last year. It's thanks to her that he's still with us. The metal bowl slowly rises, wobbling as it drifts toward the other side of the room. Finally, it settles smoothly on the table.
That's awesome.
Well done, young man. It's about time you finally managed it. Oh, maybe you can get my medicine over here without spilling it. These four are just goofing about. I like it. The Hu family is calling me over for medicine again. Ever sending their orders, yet never bothering to actually come to the clinic. I swear the day I end up saving their lives is the day I squeeze 10,000 tails out of them. Go ahead, doctor. I'll keep an eye on the clinic. Dr. Shu, halfway across the threshold, is halfway across the threshold when a teacup suddenly spins in from behind, aimed at her side. Doctor! Dr. Shu doesn't even flinch. She reaches out her hand, and the teacup halts in midair before slowly dropping into her palm. The cup's base gleams with a clean metallic sheen. The tea inside is perfectly brewed, the leaves fully unfurled and settled at the bottom.
so?
Not bad.
To have come this far in just 3 days, your progress is indeed worthy of praise. Dr. Shu drains the tea in one gulp, then steps out the door. Nicely done, buddy. Nicely done. Already in a way better form than before. Also, one of the delivery service right at the door, just flying teacup. In the early hours of the morning, while the patients are still sleeping, Cheng gathers the broken bowls together. The doctor's assistant walks over carrying a bowl of medicinal broth. Time for your medicine, young man. I don't recall Dr. Shu prescribing me any additional medication. It's a new prescription, designed to help replenish your qi. Smells like one qi and dangui, but my injury is already healed. There's no use wasting good medicine. You still need to make up for your chi and blood loss. The doctor specifically prescribed it for you. Cheng frowns slightly but still takes the medicine and raises it to his lips. Yeah, I don't like that. Is he trying to poison him? A silver thread shoots in and knocks the medicine ball from his hand. Yep. It shatters with a sharp crack. Brown medicinal liquid splashes across the floor. Dr. Shiu stands nearby with a hardened expression. That is not what I prescribed. Doctor, you've returned already? I came back for something. What's going on here? This new patient of yours, he's up to something. The assistant pulls a pale yellow sheet of paper from his jacket and hands it to Dr. Shiu.
Did you go through my bag?
Oh, the letter he got. Regular visitors don't inquire about bandits and at the clinic. You covered your tracks well, but not well enough. Oh, let's see here. The bandit known as Shuttlebones, bearing arms in public, robbed the prefectural granary. The offender is a violent bandit who wields a bone shuttle and silver thread with deadly precision. All jurisdictions are commanded to conduct the arrest with extreme vigilance. So this is the warrant for my arrest? My. Look how hideous this drawing of me is. Who would even recognize me from such a scrawl? I suppose it was my arcane skill that gave me away, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Doctor. I wanted to deal with this before you returned. Okay, I see what's going on. This is the thing he got asked to do, huh? But now he has doubts about the whole thing. Because he met the doc. Dr. Shiu folds the arrest warrant in half and tosses it into the nearby brazier. Our curious patient here is Brother Cheng's child. I had my suspicions with that arcane skill of his. But so what if he is? We helped Cheng along when he needed it most. His son ought to help us in return. Besides, you've done nothing wrong. My daughter was starving to death while he dragged his feet every step of the way, acting the young lord. If it weren't you... Dr. Shiu slams her palm down on the table beside her.
Enough!
Enough. There's medicine that needs boiling. Go. The assistant casts an unwilling glance at Cheng, then leaves in sullen silence. Dr. Shiu suddenly sweeps the metallized broken bowls to the floor. You said you're not with the Yamen.
I am not.
I am not. On occasion, I take bounty orders from them. Your odd jobs. Is it the money you care for? Or is it something else? Why not confront me directly? Waiting for me to nurse you to health first? Planning to slit my throat in the night? I've watched you for days. Nothing about you resembles a criminal.
That warrant means nothing to me.
If you swear to me that you never committed arson, hurt anyone, or raided Jew County, then I will leave at once. Dr. Shiu draws in a slow breath, her face returning to its usual calm. But I did all that. Your injury's healed, hasn't it?
Let's get started.
Oh boy. Now we're going into the minigame. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. So, being forced into a duel with her, huh? Yikes. Okay. Let's see. The Flying Leaves. Oh, flashback? Oh, with the mom? Shuttlebones. I remember her. She knew your father once.
Yes.
Yes, the Yamen has confirmed she was the ringleader behind the raid on Zoo County that night. All those caught in that raid were executed, save for her, She fled with a handful of others, disappearing near the riverside village. If she yet lives after all these years, she has likely lowered her guard and settled into an ordinary life. If I resolve this, I'll have amassed enough merit to fill the opening for the constable, and the reward sum will surely help us in the meantime. Interesting. I wonder if this will then be the thing that leads him to become a constable. Ooh. This is gonna be complicated. I wonder how this is gonna end. You'll finally have some standing, and those brutes at the yamen won't push you around any longer. Your father told me a little about Shuttlebones before. She's powerful, a reliable ally, and a formidable foe. I'll be careful. Besides, there are a few anywhere in Wanzhou Prefecture who can match the blade techniques you taught me. That's good to hear.
I worry that...
Damn, she's almost fully voiced. I worry that you're pushing yourself too hard. Cheng takes his sword down from the wall.
No need to worry. This is what I've always wanted, and it's the only right way forward.
Oh boy, now we're going to fight. Are we? Foot of mountain, riverside village. Amid a clearing in the mountain woods, Cheng stands peering up at the trees. So this is what you meant by duel. Dr. Xiu perches with one leg propped on a tree branch, calmly twirling the bone shuttle in her hand. This is how I toyed with yamen officers when I was young. You should never expect an enemy to fight on your terms. So be it. Cheng draws his blade, cleaving the high branch in a single strike. Huh. That's what I used to do too. A silver thread shoots out. Oh my god, I'm getting dizzy. Shoots from the swaying leaves, carrying Dr. Xiu safely to the high branch. Okay, thank you for going away. that graphic is making me so dizzy. Both here and in the other story. Safely to the high branches of another tree. Never worked back then either. Cheng sends several leaves shooting upward. They fall short before reaching their mark. You're wasting your energy. I know your arcane skill cannot reach so high.
Then I'll drag you back down!
The sword whirls in his hand, the force trampling the surrounding pines. After several moments, Dr. Xiu cannot help but sigh. You foolish boy. Tell me, what do you believe this will achieve? This little thread of mine can go very far. Allow me to demonstrate. A longer silver thread extends from her outstretched arm, propelling her toward a distant tree. The silver thread snaps, sending her hurling back to the ground. Two metal leaves fall from the air in her wake.
Not bad.
Nicely done. When you swing between the trees, you lose some height. How much you drop depends on the length of the silver thread. No matter how long your thread, my arcane skill will be able to reach you. Cheng braces his blade before her. Are you ready to finish this? Dr. Xiu turns her back and begins to amble off along the mountain path. No, I'm tired now. Cheng stares at her back, confused, before deciding to follow after her.
How could you?
If you never meant to fight, why challenge me? Why lure me here? Why the hurry? You can't be sure you'll beat me, can you? Ever heard of keeping your blade sheathed and waiting for the perfect moment to strike? And even if you were to win, what then?
I will take it to the yamen.
The very moment you defeat me?
No.
No, not until every patient in the clinic is healed. Then you'll be waiting for a long time. Over 1,000 people live in that riverside village. 3 days don't pass without someone knocking at the door. Besides, there are still some patients in the clinic right now. Are there not? So what's the rush? We'll come back to this tomorrow. Yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting and the next day. A very interesting and also very black and white story. How do you deal with this kind of thing? She did bad shit in the past, obviously killed people and everything. But now she's a doctor and people's lives are depending on her. Now, if this was modern times, this would not mean no shit, because there is a fuck ton of doctors around who can just replace the one who goes to prison, right? or gets convicted. So it wouldn't really matter. But in times like these, when people of medicinal practice were not many, and especially skilled ones like her, yeah, this is a dilemma. This is a dilemma. It's not a fully black and white situation. So, yeah, interesting. Again, I wonder how this is gonna resolve at the end. Fallen leaves scatter, turning into metallic blades as they tangle with silver thread. They streak through the air in a blur, impossible to make out. Oh, are we now dealing with the minigame? Yep, okay. Alright, oh, leaves. When connecting to certain areas, a small object within are automatically connected. I see, so if I just do this, I got a +6, okay. That's cool. And this? Uh-huh. Oh, wait. Oh, I see what it wants me to do. Okay, I need to... Okay, I get it. That's one connected, and then we connect the second one, right? Come on! This is being a bit finicky right now. There we go. Jesus Christ. Defeat? Wait, what? This is not what it wants me to do? Huh? Oh, I misunderstood it. It wants me to do this. So 6 from here, and then we pick this one. That's it. Okay, the stockpiles. So each thread is using its own stockpile. Okay, I get it. Alright, that's round 2. Final round. Okay. There we go.
Not bad.
You're improving quickly. Most struggle to see my thread, let alone defend against it.
No.
Still not fast enough. I can't catch the silver thread's chi. I can't turn it into metal. You're shielding the bone shuttle in your grip. Its chi resistance is too strong. I can't properly use my arcane skill. Yeah, not only is this gonna be complicated for him to deal with now because of the moral dilemma of getting rid of the dog for the village, but also because he's gonna start to respect this woman. he's gonna form a bond with her, and that's gonna be even more complicated. I cannot allow you to destroy my weapon that quickly. I have a reputation to uphold. Several black and silver threads coil around the edge of Cheng's blade. You rely too much on your arcane skill. Your metallization is irreversible. You've even trapped your own blade. As the silver thread whips around Cheng's neck, the wild grass beneath the... Oh, auto-scrolling. The wild grass beneath Dr. Chu's feet lashes upward in stabbing arcs. The blades of grass hold at her throat. Handling so many at once. I underestimated you. Let's call it a draw. Fine. we'll stop here for today. These two are really just becoming master and student. Okay, yard clinic. After some hours of training in the woods, Cheng returns to the clinic a little late.
Hey!
Hey! Fucking sound effect. Several villagers are helping the hunter as he heads home. Hello, Plain, my old friend. When he spots Cheng, he raises a hand in greeting. Holy shit! Alright, jet planes aside. Anyway, I'm on the mend and ready to head home. Dr. Xiu has plenty of work to do. Last thing she needs is me taking up more of her time. I heard you killed the tiger. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I'll head back to the village and let everyone know.
I only did what was necessary.
No need to make a fuss. Oh, wait, did the tiger actually die during the fall? Or is he still alive? The man doesn't hear a word, only shuffling off with a foolish grin on his face. Or are they saying that he killed the tiger over the last couple of days while he was here? Huh. Cheng enters the clinic to find Dr. Xiu seated by the medicine stove, gently fanning the flames. A few days earlier, Dr. Xiu sent her assistant to prepare medicine for the Hu household. Now it is only the two of them. With such skill in medicine, why become a bandit? Because I wanted to be a hero.
No.
Righteous ends must be pursued through righteous means. However they justify it, bandits inevitably bring harm to the innocent. There's no reasoning with someone as immovable as you. Distributing the grain I'd stolen from the officials to the poor, that is a life worth living. She was a Robin Hood, essentially. And robbing the people of Zhu County? Is that your idea of heroism? Dr. Xiu keeps her eyes on the medicine stove, seemingly oblivious to Cheng's words. A long silence passes before she replies. No, I know I don't have the stuff to be a hero. But living here and being a doctor respected by the people, that I can do. Tell me, what happened to your father?
You didn't know?
Sorry, I was running for my life back then. Too busy pretending to be something I'm not. She chuckles with a trace of self-mockery. And after that, well, I settled into a life of black tiles and white walls. Every day filled with the simple chatterings of villagers and patients, knowing nothing of the outside world. I told you, he passed away. He confessed to his crimes and accepted his punishment. I see. Dr. Xiu lifts the lid of the medicine pot and peers inside. In an instant, the clinic fills with the bitter scent of herbs. The villagers speak so highly of your medicinal skills. Do you know anything about treating consumption? Any special remedies? What are the symptoms? How long has it been? It began the winter before last. At first there was only coughing and night sweats, but the cough worsened rapidly. Over the past 3 months she's been coughing up blood quite frequently, suffering severe chest pain, and often says she has trouble breathing. That sounds familiar, but I cannot place my finger on what the disease is.
There's nothing I can do.
The doctors in Zhu County said the same. They were right. I'm afraid she won't make it through the year. I'm assuming she's someone special to you? Without a word, Cheng turns his back and leaves the clinic. After a while, the medicine in the pot begins to bubble over. Cheng, pass me the ladle. Hearing no response, Dr. Xiu steps away from the stove and heads outside. He had one hope there, and it's not gonna pay off. Foot of mountain, Riverside Village. What the shit is happening here? A small patch of grass grows just outside the clinic. Now the grass is a weapon. Every leaf has been turned into a blade whirling in tight clusters of the wind. They dart through the wind, striking one another with a sharp metallic clang. This is unfair. It is. But remember, Cheng. Flowers bloom and fade. Grass withers and thrives. All is governed by the Lord of Spring. I'd never have expected such words from you. I'm from a medical family. Just a handful of verses picked up in my youth, that's all. Not fond of that kind of talk. The needle-fine metal shards freeze in midair, then scatter across the ground. I'll clean this up. You've cleaned enough. You should head home. I'm not done here.
We'll take care of it.
Yes, we can take care of that tomorrow. Alright, okay. Interesting. Yeah, again, I'm wondering how the hell are they gonna wrap this one up, because... Is he gonna kill her? Huh. Okay. The Night Raid. But yeah, is he gonna kill her in the end, or is he gonna turn her into the Yaman? Cheng sits on a mat, tending to his sword. The blade catches the light as it turns, casting a few bright reflections into Dr. Shu's wine bowl. Always wound so tight. The real showdown is tomorrow, so why not relax a little? There'll be no coming back from this one. I clean my weapon every night and reflect on the day's deeds. One must restrain oneself and submit to proper conduct. Of course. Forget I said anything. It is precisely because I'm dueling you that I must prepare all the more. Do you truly need the money so dearly? Is that why you're so set on defeating me?
No.
It's not about the money. Fulfilling this task will give me a chance at a constable's position. A posting. Ah. So you need credentials then? The circumstances of my birth limit my avenues into court. The slurp. Dr. Shu...
The court again.
Yeah. Dr. Shu takes another sip of her wine. The court again. Why does everyone have such great desires to hold office? Your father said the same thing once. He told me I was not to come looking for him again, saying, "You and I are no longer the same. I am an official now. I have a life in Duke County." I said to him, "People must eat, must they not? Floods have brought ruin to the fields, and children are starving." But did he listen? I didn't ask much of him, just to leave a door open for us, and we'll make it worth his while. I know the story. Case record: Cheng Dawang, garrison officer of Duke County. On account of personal ties, led bandits into the city and permitted the plundering of the country granaries. Further charges include accepting bribes. All statements are entered on record. After the bandits entered the city, they not only looted the granaries but also vandalized and ransacked nearby homes, drawing the people into their violence. That night, 24 people were killed or injured. In the evening, Commander Cheng instructed us to change shifts early. We were unaware of any looting. I swear that this given statement is true. When the bandits ransacked the surrounding areas, there were no officers nearby to hear the people's cries for help.
Am I wrong?
They weren't always bandits. They were once refugees, those who had lost their land and couldn't get enough to eat.
What difference does that make?
Talking on this further is pointless. Cheng sheathes his blade and steps out of the clinic before Dr. Chu can reply. Yeah, he's getting more agitated now because, again, he sees that she is not a bad person, but the thing that she and her bandits have committed are definitely... Ugh. The night grows hazy, draping a faint veil over the trees in the forest.
What was I expecting?
Some hidden, non-existent truth. Cheng leaves the dirt road and turns into the forest along the path's edge. The darkening grass and shrubs bow away to either side. Layer by layer, the dense overlapping branches part as he moves deeper into the forest's embrace. There was no hidden truth, no injustice, just a transaction, one that may even have helped the refugees. But your duty was to protect the people of Dew County. How could you sacrifice their lives? You should have thought about your actions. Stop to think what could have. He stops in his tracks. Oh, there's the tiger. It's a clearing in the forest, a tiger crouching at its center. Enormous and beautiful, the tiger bears a silent blue flame upon its brow, its fur shimmering like moonlit silk. Cheng recognizes a familiar wound on its forehead. That's the same tiger that attacked me a few days ago, but I saw it fall from the cliff with my own eyes. Okay, so he thought the tiger died from the fall. The tiger pays no attention to him. Instead, it stretches its neck, lets out a deep, resounding call, and springs forward to the north. That's the direction of the clinic!
Hold there!
Okay, the tiger is definitely some kind of divine creature. I wonder what this is gonna be about with the tiger. Let's see. Alright, easy peasy. Cheng clenches his fists, sending dozens of blades after the tiger. They converge on it in an instant only to ricochet outward, bursting apart like fireworks. What on? He tries once more, but the blades are again knocked away. It seems the tiger's fur is tougher than any steel. Interesting. It isn't long before the tiger arrives at the clinic. Cheng is in close pursuit. He can only watch as it brings down the south wall. Yeah, south wall with a single strike. Dr. Shu, watch out! The tiger lifts its front paws high, then freezes. Hair-thin silver threads lace around it, biting it like a fly in a web. Inside the half-collapsed house, Dr. Shu grips her bone shuttle, placing herself in front of the collapsed hunter clinging to a small wooden container. Huh? What are you doing here? I can deliver this. I came to deliver this chicken soup. We cooked a big pot of it at home earlier tonight. This wasn't me. I didn't lead the tiger here. I had thought it dead already. Cheng, get him out of here. This beast is too strong. Words and body shake with the effort of holding the tiger in place. Cheng leaps in behind her and swiftly lifts the hunter to his feet. Get up! Run! The tiger tenses, and a second later the silver threads snap. Ah! Amid a burst of dust and debris, Cheng grabs the hunter and rolls aside. When the dust clears, the clinic lies in ruins, and Dr. Shu is nowhere to be seen. The tiger stalks towards Cheng. A severed right... A severed right... Whoa. A severed right arm clenched in its jaws. Uh-oh. Cheng catches a glimpse of Dr. Shu's bone shuttle glittering between the tiger's fangs before it disappears down its throat. Ah! Get out of here, now! Get back and find the village handmaid! What about you?
I will deal with it.
But first, I must get in closer. Much closer. The hunter flees at full speed as the tiger lunges towards Cheng. He slips past the tiger's attack, leaps upward, and strikes down from above. Damn! Golden sparks scatter as white fur and cold steel collide. The strike has forced open a hairline cut in the tiger's hardened hide, but the blade is now lodged in it. Cheng grips the blade's hilt, closes his eyes, and draws in a deep breath. Damn, son! Sense the flow of chi. Find the shuttle in the tiger's stomach. I can do it. It takes a moment, but soon enough, he begins to feel the flow of chi in the tiger's body. Through the muscle. I can feel it. The shuttle's unmistakable chi. The innards of this arcane creature have churned and tangled its chi into a chaotic mess, one that Cheng fears he lacks the ability to unravel. As he probes further, the chi grows cold and dense, as if it were closing in around him. It's cold. Like winter. Okay. An ice element tiger? Interesting. Okay, also flashback. You fool of a boy, you are not to use your arcane skill again, do you? It's best you don't. Okay, this is flashing very fast. You're not selling the house anymore? This is flashing way too Uh-huh. I'll read this in a second, hopefully this is not gonna go away.
No!
Okay, a young Cheng. Winter. So what was this? You fool of a boy, you are not to use your arcane skill again. Do you hear me? Are you trying to get us all killed? It's best you don't come to the training room. You're not selling the house anymore. Oh, I see. My condolences. He's really dead? An accident. Who would have thought a military officer would be so fragile? And then the boy, no. Okay. Okay, interesting. Snow drifts down onto the narrow courtyard. In Huanzhou, it seems the snow never truly ends. How can I find what he wants? Where do I even begin? I've already searched every corner of the courtyard. But returning empty-handed would mean admitting defeat to father, and I refuse to do that again. The stubborn child turns his gaze toward the open gate and beyond. They told me never to go out there, that once I step through that gate, I'll never be able to come home again. But I have to.
Find a way out.
I have to go through it. Maybe what he wants is on the road, and if I can find a way out, then I can find a way back in. He steels himself and takes a tentative step outside. Huang, trust your sense of chi. It will show you more than your eyes alone. A slight tremor ripples beneath the snow.
I found it! I found it!
Okay, something his father taught him how to find something using his chi. Chi closes around the shape of something solid, and Cheng's eyes snap open. The shuttle hardens in an instant, as though already clenched in his hand. He recalls what he learned as a child, hunting alongside the sons of wealthy families. Ahead of the stomach! A piercing scream bursts forth from the tiger's throat as it struggles grow frantic. This is brutal. Angle inward above the foreleg, beneath the ribs, and...
Your heart is right here!
Rip, big kitty, rip. This is a brutal way to go, but if your hide is that tough, yeah. Cheng can no longer hold on as the tiger's death throes turn wild. The tiger gives one last painful roar and trashes across the ground before stillness takes it. The now metallic shuttle bursts through the tiger's chest and rolls to a stop beside Cheng. Nicely done. Dr. Xiu staggers up to him, laboring to guide her silver thread to stitch the gashing wound on her right arm. Are you able to stand? Cheng forces a faint smile and sucks up a sharp breath. Breath of cold air. Sometime later, torchlight begins to flicker along the forest edge. The village guards have finally arrived, fully armed and ready. I brought help! I thought you said there was a tiger. Where, It's dead? Fine snow drifts down like fuzzy willow catkins. Okay. Winter is drawing to a close. Yeah, well, he did it. He killed the tiger. Actually, for real this time. And the dog lost her arm. Okay. Alright, second to last thing, the celebration. The final gasp of winter snow falls, eventually giving way to clear skies. For this impoverished village, such a celebration is rare. Every household gathers in Master Hu's courtyard, drinking deeply and eating meat by the mouthful. Rumor has it that this is all thanks to Dr. Shiu's meditation, marking it a feast to celebrate the slaying of the tiger and to pray for a plentiful harvest in the year to come. Make way! Our young hero is here! A toast to you, my friend! The moment Cheng steps into the courtyard, several hunters block his way with raised bowls of wine.
No need.
There's no need for that. I merely did what I could. There's no need to be so polite. Come, sit, have a drink with us. It'd be rude not to. I don't care for drinking. Drink, drink, drink! Yeah, go on! Dr. Shiu hides behind a nearby pillar, quietly chuckling to herself. Oh, neat detail, her arm is gone now from the portrait. Yeah. Nah, yeah. Oof. Hopefully that will get him to loosen up a bit. Doctor! Doctor! My belly hurts! A little girl tugs at the doctor's sleeve, looking up at her with tear-filled eyes. She squats down, presses gently fingers on her pulse, and slips a sugar-bound pill into her hand. It's nothing to worry over, child. Take this sweet little pill, and you'll feel better in no time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Shiu lifts her eyes to see a deep blue-clad figure sitting along the edge of the black roof tiles. That boy. Can he really not enjoy any sort of celebration? She climbs the ladder up to the eaves one step at a time. Even I need a ladder to get up to the roof these days. There are too many people down there. I did only my duty. There's no need for all this gratitude. I saw the tiger fall into a ravine. How was it able to survive? Such things are rare, but not unheard of. Perhaps it was not a tiger at all, but instead a beast possessed, controlled by some arcane means, or perhaps it was some manner of mindless spirit. I heard once, a long time ago, a horse once jumped off a cliff only to find a great fortune, even ascending to immortality.
Please.
Immortality. What if it was not a horse but a donkey? Suspicious. Anyway. Dr. Shiu opens her wine jar and sits cross-legged beside him. I'll tell you no lies. Who can truly explain matters of the arcane? Anyway, I'm here to inform you that the clinic hasn't had a patient for 3 days now. You should seize this opportunity while it lasts. Remember my words about waiting for the perfect moment to strike? Her right sleeve hangs empty, her torn ham still unrepaired, giving her a slightly disheveled appearance. Cheng grips his left hand tightly, lost in thought. What's wrong? Can't make up your mind? Credentials? I must ask, why do you wish so dearly to become an official?
No.
To overshadow my father's name with my own. One morning, he left and never returned. Since then, our family has faced nothing but trouble. At one time, the residents even surrounded us. Why not simply move away? After the incident, many of my family couldn't stand the gossip and returned to their lives in the countryside. But we cannot give in to those people, and we can't run from the stain on our name.
Don't bother with it.
Don't bother with the rumors. Don't bother with those who tried to kick you when you're down. One day I will prove our family's innocence. The sound of the villagers' laughter floats on the breeze. But you were innocent all along. In truth, it was my fault. She takes a swig of wine, her voice growing hoarse. Time for a confession now, to see how it developed, yeah? Many died that year, but the granary was still heavily guarded. Without any inside man, it would have been almost impossible to succeed. I asked your father for help. I told him we only had a handful of people, that we needed to strike during the guard change, grab some grain and maybe a few when to go. He took a leave of absence to distance himself, pinning all the blame on me and using the bandit attacks as a cover. It didn't cause much of a stir. No one spent much time on it. At most, he took the blame for negligence. It was simply a good deed, done without a second thought. But more than just a handful of refugees came that night. When word spread, everyone argued to come along and grab a bag of rice for themselves. I figured I needed to help. After all, how much could I carry on my own? It was truly only ever meant to be a few more pairs of hands. I only wanted to help as many people as I could. The people below linked arms, their voices raising in clamor. The little girl who only moments ago had taken medicine for her stomach chases her friends in the courtyard. Oh, flashback. We entered the city and found ourselves at a merchant's house. Some were so taken with the black tiles and white walls that they refused to move on. I was eager to get to the grain and leave, so I took a few of my most trusted men directly to the granary. By the time I returned, the situation had already spiraled out of control. Fires, yelling and screaming. I watched my friends break into houses and come out with hands full of jewelry. I shouted, "Are you out of your minds? Are you out of your minds?" She laughs loudly, spraying a mouthful of wine. They said, "We're stuck outside the city, starving and freezing, trudging along dirty roads. What right do these people have to sit in the city, feasting in their fine halls?" Like what I saw when I first arrived here. Indeed. I stopped a few, urging them to hurry along. We still had to go back and hand out the grain, but most refused to listen. From then on, I told myself that those white houses held some sort of evil magic. Otherwise, how could they lure good people to their doom? After all, they all died in the end. A burst of noise erupts from under... the eaves. See? I told you I could make fire! Little flames dance at his fingers, and a steady fire burns in the middle of the courtyard. Looking down from the roof, the flames seem as though they are scorching the houses, or it is that they only cast a warm orange glow on their faces. A proud laugh from the young man sets the children off, while the elders frown in disapproval. Dr. Shiu tosses her wine jug aside, hops to her feet, and lets out a hearty laugh of her own. At the sound of her voice, the people turn their gaze upwards. "Burn it! Burn it all! Burn down the house! Burn down the walls!" The houses were burned to blackened ruins, but rice grew in abundance from the fertile soil. "Doctor, what are you talking about?" The doctor's wrong! She's playing at being a general again! Hey! What? I didn't do that on instinct! Hey! Stupid hey! That will not leave my head! Why are you putting it out? With the flames fizzled out, the surrounding houses returned to their original dreary state. Dr. Shiu sits back down, leaning against the roof tiles and looking extremely drunk.
I'll go with you.
I'll go with you tomorrow.
No.
Cheng unclenches his fists. The iron shuttle hovers 3 inches above his palm, its surface marked with faint blood stains. Perhaps it was due to the tiger's strange chi, but the effect of his arcane skill had not faded. Instead, it had permanently turned the bone shuttle to metal.
Shuttle Bones is dead. But the people need you.
Well said. So this is how he's gonna resolve it, I guess? Maybe? Commander Cheng, while this house may not match the grandeur of noble estates, it is a century-old building embodied both quiet wisdom and integrity. Look at these walls. They have stood for many long years and are as sturdy and white as ever. I've looked it over a few times now, and it is quite impressive. It's beautiful, though a little cramped. I'm not certain I'll have the room to swing my sword. Still devote to your training? Your ambition never ceases to amaze me, Wang. I just know you'll be an excellent martial artist someday. It's too close to the Ancestor Hall. Just the thought of that place makes my knees hurt all over again. It's your fault for being such a mischief maker. Besides... Oh. The timer ran out. Oh, it is noon. Okay. Okay. I'm obviously gonna finish this, but I'm gonna have to finish it with, gonna have to finish it with the videos online. Hold on. Okay, first of all, let me read this to the end. Besides, there are a few worse punishments than kneeling for 2 hours a day. Okay, switching to video form. Alright, back to where we left off. I did say I was very busy the last couple of days. Okay, well, this cutscene was basically done. This is literally almost the ending. Okay, well, not like much was left for cutscenes. I can finish this with that, and then we can jump over to check out Cheng's Cheng's files and everything. For that, at least, I don't have to have the event up. But anyway, let's see. So what was the last thing? Yeah, right. 2 hours a day, right? Yeah, punishment. Come now, there's really nothing wrong with the size. Let's just try to connect with the place. What's the use of all that space anyway? True. Let's sign the deed today. Excellent. Excellent. And is that gonna be the ending of the cutscene? Oh no, it goes still. Tiny bit. Ooh, fireworks. Oh my. Look at those flowers flying through the air. Wong! Oh, it's not trouble at all. The young master's magics are truly impressive. Like scattering golden flowers to celebrate your new home. And I must say, congratulations once more. You've made the right choice. May your home be blessed with peace, your family flourish, and wealth fill your halls. Oh, this is the young master's? This was his magic? Or his arcane ability? Interesting. Huh. Okay. Okay. I will say you have me curious. Huh, so his arcane ability wasn't... Interesting. Okay, well, let's go to the last one. Alright, stage 8, the cage. Oh, Foundation office. Oh, we jumped to the present times. Interesting. A door at the far end of the hallway shuts, blocking out the muffled sounds of conversation. As the 400-year-old tale comes to an end, its listener scratches her head. Oh, okay. We're gonna get some Paper Heron and Cheng interaction in the Foundation? Probably? That's very interesting. Okay. So, after that, you went back to Duke County and became a constable? Cheng shakes his head. For some reason, I failed to become a constable that year. I gave the iron shuttle to Li Huafeng, and he only smiled. But when I met you, it seemed you've already been a constable for quite some time, arresting people, shouting orders. You were actually rather skilled at it.
I was lucky.
3 years later, another constable position opened up. I succeeded in filling it. So, this story of yours has something to do with this box. A finely crafted wooden box rests on the wooden table in the middle of the room. The lid has been removed and placed beside it. Inside is a bill of exchange, listing the Hu family in the capital and an amount of 10,000 taels... hold on. Of taels of silver. Taels or tails? I can't remember how you say it. Okay, so he amassed the money needed for it at the end, huh? It also reads, bestowed upon Dr. Xiu, presented to Cheng. Ah. Interesting. The East Asia branch just told me they had an older artifact in their warehouse, one that's been lying around for centuries. I heard it had once belonged to the Hu family, with specific instructions to pass it to a man named Cheng, possessor of the rather unique arcane skill. Ah, interesting. But where would we find someone to honor it? Surely they've all long forgotten about this thing by now. Interesting. I've never heard of anything like this before. So much has happened since then. I never returned to that riverside village. Ah, with all this money, were you still in Guangzhou? You'd be living a life of leisure with not a care in the world. But now times have changed. The Hu family is long gone. And the once valuable bill of exchange is just another useless scrap of paper. But why would she gift you all this? Probably felt indebted? I don't know. I suppose not. Now I never will. Paper Heron suddenly smiles, as if recalling something. She paces back and forth twice before finally walking to the door.
Don't worry.
This elder, perhaps all she wanted was for you to live an unworried life. Either way, I've done what was asked of me. I'll be on my way. Thank you for the story, Huang. Okay, so she made delivery, huh? Yes, the immortal was obviously entrusted with it, right? The door closes and Cheng is left standing alone in the room. Okay, flashback, side room clinic. Are you leaving? Cheng nods as he finishes packing up his bundle. Matters are settled here. I need to head back right away. Here, take this medicine. It'll help with her cough.
Thank you.
I'm surprised you're letting me go. I thought, at the very least, you'd resent me for what happened with your father. He made his decision, and he took responsibility for his actions. Sometimes I think you're much more alike to us bandits than your wanted officials. Cheng puts the medicine in his bag and stops for a moment.
No.
Do not misunderstand me. If you return to banditry, I will show you the mercy. It doesn't matter what anyone's intentions were. Things happened as they did, and everyone has paid the price.
This is for the best.
Your price is to be a doctor, and mine is to be a constable. It is for the best. You had no hand in all this. It's not your fault. You're not your father. I know, but that changes little. You probably think me a rather rambler by now, but why not stay in the village, Live the life of a tiger-slaying hero? Why go back and put up with all that scrutiny? The offer is tempting. Slaying the tiger was indeed exhilarating. But what do titles and glory mean to a hero that has more... Oh, that was fast away. But what do titles and glory matter to a hero that has more than himself to think of? One who has a beautiful white house in Ju County, where his mother still lives, one who is the son of Cheng. It is that hero's duty to protect that little white house. Ah, okay, yeah. I was starting to put it together already in my head, but yeah, this is a good way, or this is a good explanation as to why he will torch that house at the end of it. Right, okay. And how can he leave before the walls are repainted white?
But
In the end, I'll always be the son of a bandit.
Constable or bandit? They're only words.
no.
They're more than just words. They are a gateway to the martial arts, to handfuls of silver, and to the life-saving medicine. Oh, just as the art enjoyed by the elite and the common folk differs, so does their etiquette. Outside the home, one listens to teachers and superiors. Inside the home, one follows the manners of one's mother. Interesting proverb, yeah? The people of the county hold the works of sages and scholars as unquestionable truth. One must hold compassion and kindness for others, even when in crises. One must carry integrity, justice, and honesty, even when in poverty. Again, very nice proverb, good words to live by, but none of them hail the brute who saved the village from a tiger. True righteousness can only be delivered through true righteous acts.
When I become a constable, I'll be fair and do right by the people.
This I swear. Were I in charge of the militia here, I never would have let the tiger wreak havoc for so long, and I wouldn't have let any people die. Nor would I have let those refugees starve. None of this would have happened. Yeah, again, his life experiences from this story definitely paint a better picture as to why he acts the way he acts in the actual story. Yeah. This pretty much puts it in a very good perspective. You'll need to be a great general if you're to stop it from ever happening again.
Of course it can be done.
Once I become a constable, I will rise through the ranks. Militia captain, regional commander, becoming a general will be within my grasp. If only all it took were grand words, eh? But that's not how the world works. She shakes her head. But then again, if you can truly live a life of wealth and glory, I suppose that's not such a bad compromise. She smiles, a hint of melancholy in the curve of her mouth. Officials have always had beautiful homes. Perhaps your parents hoped as much for you. But should things go awry someday, you know where to find me.
I'll help you.
No. Well, he helped himself in the future. Dew County looks just as it did before. The streets are filled with pretty houses. On top one on top of the other, and all topped with black tiles.
Only words.
Constable
Is that
and
so?
bandit are only words. I've been away for so long. I wonder how things are at home. Ooh, I hope the story is not gonna end right now with him coming home and his mother being passed away. Yikes. Cheng passes beneath 3 Python, and the familiar side of his home comes into view. Oh god, no. Oh no. That year I had planned to sell the house and set aside some money. Those who come to look all praised it, calling the courtyard splendid. Oh. Splendid and the house magnificent. A good house keeps its wealth hidden. You'd never know whether it was filled with gold and jewels or rolls of the finest silk. They walked in full of envy, but left sighing and grumbling, because there was nothing to be found in our house. Oh, that's the sprite that was used for the dead. Because a tomb is a house for the dead.
And the home can be the same for the living.
This ancient house has played host to countless masters, and now it adds one more to its history. A long white banner flutters in the wind, scattering the red May blossoms on the ground. Now flashing back to present, another gust of wind blows into the room, sweeping away the thin, pale bill of exchange. Seeking victory in the wrong place only invites further misfortune. The bill floats out the window, soaring higher and further like a bird in flight, until it goes beyond the range of his arcane skill, becoming a barely visible white dot in the distance. Paper Heron pokes her head around the door.
Oops.
Oops, my memory's terrible, you know. There's something else I forgot to mention. I bumped into some folk from the East Asia branch on the Vigils Bureau. They're looking to recruit you.
About that.
You know of them, right? Their job is like that of a constables, catching thieves, writing reports, and that sort of thing. Oh, so he potentially... I guess I'm gonna hear more about it from the voice lines, maybe? Huh, so he joins the Vigil? That's interesting.
May I ask?
Anyway, I'm just passing along their message. So, what do you think? Cheng looks at the empty box. A barely perceptible smile crosses his face. Let's talk about it later. He remembers an old house, a white house. A house that welcomes life into the world, a house that bids farewell to those who pass. A house that has laid to rest father, mother, and friends. A house with clearly defined edges, square and stern in its form. A house consumed by fierce flames.
I could never find what I'm seeking in that home. So I burned it down and left.
Yeah, this was good. This was a good little thing. This really fills in the gap as to why he made the decision he made in the end. Yeah, definitely fills in the gap pretty well why he did the thing he did there at the end, or rather in the story itself. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, I'm gonna check the video very quickly for this final cleave, if this has any kind of story to it, so Let me give this a quick view. Alright, what is this? Oh, it's another minigame, but now with arrows, huh? Interesting. 3 rounds. Okay, but yeah, this story for him was pretty interesting altogether. And also served very well to showcase again why he did the thing he did with his house during the story itself. Interesting. He really went through quite an interesting life, but we are not fully done, of course. So, I guess as this rolls in the background, time to check out what his file is gonna say. More about him. If he actually, I do wonder if he actually joins the vigil, then if he is part of the Timekeeper squad and everything. Interesting, very interesting. But yeah, we'll see in a moment. And yeah, I'm curious, and then we're gonna check out the trailers. I'm very curious about that, about that EP. I'm not gonna lie, if it's gonna be as funny as indicated. Alright, but yeah, that's about it for his story. Okay, well, let's hop over and see what his files say. Alright then, the patch has done patching, and we can continue the recording session. Alright, time to finish off Cheng's stuff with the voice item and story stuff. And also the trailers and some other stuff as well, like I said at the beginning of the video. But on the topic of the patch, obviously the new banner pullable character Lorenz Butterfly is there, but we will do the pulls for the Butterfly in the next episode. And, well, I guess also tackle the episode, or rather the story there. Well, hello there. Hi, Editor Jacob here, inserting myself into my video very quickly here. But in regards to the next episode, so I literally just said that the next episode is, and that was the plan, gonna be the currently new side story for Lorenz Butterfly. I will still be doing the polls for Lorenz in the next episode. However, as I was literally just informed as I was finishing this episode, and I was gonna have it out by the evening, still gonna be out by the evening probably, I got informed that the story does indeed carry spoilers for main story, so I will be skipping it for now. But yeah, initial assumptions were that the story doesn't really have any egregious stuff for the main story as spoilers, and I could go through it. Apparently, as the person who messaged me over on the channel Discord for this very channel, yeah, there are spoilers. Apparently almost immediately at the beginning of the story on top of everything. So yeah, I'll be skipping doing the story in the next episode, and we'll do it when it comes back around in a couple of months, of course, in a couple of patches. But next episode after this is gonna be going back to the main story. They also did add the stories for Recoleta and Aleph in this patch, but I'll finish a chapter of the main story first, and then we'll do those two after that to catch up with those two characters as well. But yeah, next story after this is gonna be back to main story. I think, what's next? The Antarctica expedition with, chapter 11? So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. For now, let's continue with the video as normal. Enjoy! But for now, we'll continue this. However, before we continue, I will say this. The patch went live, I logged in, I did the thing, and yoinked the, as I've been doing it for a couple of months at this point, I guess, yoinked the upgraded version of the jukebox and got the free 10 pull for the ripples in water thing, and, well, I'm the proud owner of a 2 fairy now. That took a single pull. Yep, it happened again. I don't have footage of it, but it happened again. I do have a 2 fairy. Good God. Why is it this game always? But hey, I'm just missing Fatutu now, I guess, from the high-ranking healers, and I finally have all the healers together that always keep getting recommended to parties. Anyway, sorry. Slight crash out. But yeah, let's continue with Cheng. So, Cheng, an Arcanist's work, first exhibited in the early 17th century, makes sense of course, later exhibited in the 1990s. on display for 22 years. Okay. I don't know if he is older than I imagined him or younger than I imagined him. I can't quite put it, but okay, that makes sense. Based on calculations, it was completed it was completed in summer on July 3rd, originally exhibited in Anhui, China, later transferred to the St. Paulo Foundation. Okay, that's kind of funny, based on calculations. Alright, your medium is Upright Heart and Integrity. Yeah, fits. Inspired, Frosty Blade, a Star, Ode to Gallantry. Interesting. Fragrances. Oriental Fugure? I can never figure out how to say that one. Grapefruit, Jesus Christ. It's because of that one part of the word. Magnolia, Oudwood, and Cedar. Okay, interesting. Alright, let's hear her voice lines. First encounter, the summoning one.
Since I've renounced my role, you need to address me by any title. Please, call me Cheng. This is a beautiful place. The lake mirrors the mountains, just as they do in my hometown. A hidden paradise indeed. My apologies for troubling you with a lengthy stay. You have my sincerest thanks.
Okay, yeah. I remember that one. A suitcase climate.
While on duty, fog was a nuisance to me. It blurred my vision, obscuring the trails I followed. But now, I walk into willingly, for even the wrong path may offer worthy results.
Oh yeah, you really did have a growth arc, especially now combining his pre-story with what we just went through with the main story.
I think I'll live simply for a time, sharpening my blade, growing crops in the wilderness. This world is unlike anything I've ever known. I need some time to reflect on the direction my life will now take.
Oh, you have a lot of stuff to learn, buddy. This world is wild right now. Jumping ahead so many years. Ooh, he'll get... Lucky for him, he's young, and as a young person, he's probably gonna have a easier time to adjust to the new stuff. If he would be older, if he would be in his 50s, he would probably have a harder time. Usually it's always... I'm just speaking from the usual stuff of older people definitely have a harder time to adjust to new and modern stuff. They always cling because they've spent so many years with something they're used to, and yeah, something they're not used to. It's always hard to get into, right? God, I'm getting into years as well. Anyway, idle.
I had little free time as a constable, but the busy days gave me purpose. I never considered that one day I will find myself at a loss for what to do. I feel I need a walk. Please, excuse me, honorable mistress.
Oh yeah, right, he calls for an honorable mistress. Oh yeah, he has a funny line when you click on him for the first time that's gonna come up later. Greetings.
Footsteps.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Light and steady. Like a confident pony. Must be Mistress Vertin. Ah, just as I thought. What brings you?
Like a confident pony. I don't know. It's such a funny confident pony. The best part is I can just, because it's Vertin, you can just easily imagine Vertin's face looking at him, like the resting bitch face she always has, just plainly looking at him and thinking over, pony? And then moving on. Anyway, morning.
So, when the shorthand points at number 7, it's the hour of the dragon. And when the long hand reaches 6, 1/4 of the hour has passed. Easy enough to understand. Not too different from a sundial, in fact.
Yeah, he is not incorrect. If he was able to read a sundial in the past, then yeah, reading a modern clock is not gonna be too different. It's just he has to adjust to the second arm and realize what the second arm is doing. That's pretty much it.
Good morning. I've just returned from buying groceries with Miss Bunny.
Oh,
Can you
really?
believe she procured a significant discount simply by handing the shopkeeper a piece of paper. This coupon certainly is a marvelous invention.
Oh yeah, he's a money pincher. I can vibe with this guy. He's a money pincher. He weighs over his money before he spends it. I know I said earlier I bought the pass, but look, I'm really weighing it over every time if I should or not this month. I get this guy a lot. Anyway, night.
I heard crickets chirping when darkness fell, so I lit my lamp and tracked them down. They're quite different from those in Huanzhou, yet still, they remind me of home. Might the honorable mistress join me in a cricket fight? Though I'll warn you, I'm quite the competitor.
Cricket fight? The hell is a cricket fight? How do you make crickets fight even? Interesting. I don't think... Did I? I mean, I know about making bugs fight like rhino beetles and stuff like that, or any of the big bugs. That I know. People do that, especially in Asian territories. But cricket fights? How the hell do you make crickets fight? Do they even fight? I'm not sure. Anyway, Bond, night.
胡应成，子子飞，写封信，
As fireflies hover low, I write this letter to Huanzhou.
换州。There's no returning there now.
Yeah, that's also very interesting. I mean, despite the fact that he made a very bold decision for his life to remove the house and everything that was kind of weighing him down, essentially. Yeah, he's still gonna miss it. I mean, it was his home after all. No matter what happened, it was his home. Okay, head and hair.
My mother often fretted over this mole. A fortune teller claimed it would bring misfortune and danger. This is my life. I won't let any divination decide its course.
Over this mole? Which one is he talking about? The one on his face or the one on his chest there? Like he has two of them. Double the misfortune? Okay. Sleeves and hands.
Reforged several times. This blade now bears little resemblance to that which I received 20 years ago. Still, looking upon it reminds me why I studied the blade.
He set the line. He set the weeb line that everybody memes. Interesting analogy, however, the whole reforging the blade and that it doesn't look anymore the way it does. Yeah, that's just how life is. You get reforged by life multiple times until you do not resemble your old self from many years ago anymore. But you're still you. Yeah, that's an interesting analogy. Clothing and torso.
No, I have no particular fondness for deep blue. I simply wear it out of habit.
Okay, interesting. Hobby?
Mr. Rabies may be a little slow, but he is kind and gentle, often spending hours watching over my crops. What? Give him a bone as a thank you? That's no way to treat a friend.
He's gonna like it though. Also, I love how many of... I mean, it's only been like... I mean, it's Vertin and 2 others so far, but still, I like how many of his voice lines are actually including other inhabitants of the suitcase and how he's hanging out with them. That's kind of both cool and also very wholesome. He's a very wholesome boy. Anyway, praise?
To offer shelter in tumultuous times is a truly noble act. You have my sincere thanks.
Alright. Intimacy?
Mistress Vertin, hurry! Is there a measuring implement in the suitcase? I believe I've just made my greatest catch yet. Tonight, we feast on catfish, and I shall tell the tale of the catch while we drown ourselves in drink.
He's also a fisher, I can vibe with that. I'm finding a lot of similarities between me and this boy. What the hell? Okay, chit-chat.
After months of study, I am able to chat enough in English without Gutian's aid. There are still times I can't find the right words, of course. though body language can solve that. It is an honor to freely communicate with so many.
Damn, yeah, he's really fast at adapting, and also Gideon, huh? Very funny. Okay, chit-chat?
As a child, I once knelt for 3 days in the ancestral hall, for turning the leaves of a ginkgo tree to iron. I didn't know it was a living relic until I had already stripped it bare. Thus, I learned of balance. Now, I pluck only a few leaves from each tree so that they might continue to live on.
Yeah, that's one way to realize that you overdid it. Again, another crazy analogy to life and how humans don't really pay attention to stripping something away of resources until until it's laid bare, and then, oh, whoopsie, might have to be a bit more cautious with it from now on, right? Okay, monologue?
The past 400 years passed me by in a moment. I do not know what this world has become, or where my path will lead. But one thing is certain. My blade remains bound to justice.
Okay, deployment.
I won't disappoint you.
Okay, we're going through the battle lines now. Let's see. Pre-battle.
At the ready. I'll keep them occupied. I have the rear.
Doesn't even say anything. It's just the blades. Okay. Ultimate. Select.
Swift as an arrow. Face me.
Okay, that kind of glitched for some reason.
Go. Strike when the time is right. The feathers will answer. You are in my jurisdiction. No matter.
I love that some of these attack lines are just clanking and swishing sounds. That is funny as hell.
Return to your positions.
Alright, and insight.
I memorized every word of Huanzhou's laws, yet never found true justice among them. They're of no use to me now.
And bottom of insight.
I know I am, but meager in the face of the evils of the world. But I will not let it stay my hand, for the weight of injustice lies heavy in my heart. And with your aid, I may lighten it, if only a little.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm vibing a lot with this boy. Very funny. Alright, so the 3 items. I'm obviously gonna include a third one from the wiki, but let's begin. So the first one is the hissing steel, so his blade. A roughly 5.5 foot long blade with a handle of 1 foot and 6 inches. Weighs in at around 3.3 pounds, but it can be used to dole justice with much greater weight than that. The interviewee inherited it from his father. Thanks to his careful daily maintenance with deer skin and sheep oil, the blade still shines like snow. Alright, yeah. Then the feather-shaped lamelle pauldron, I'm not sure if that's the way you say it, but anyway. Forged from refined steel, the armor resembles goose feathers and can separate piece by piece under the interviewee's arcane skill. When spread, they become weapons. When closed, they provide strong protection. The surface bears many scratches. The interviewee can clearly recount the stories behind the deeper ones. Yeah, this is such an interesting way to use his skill to harden like leaves and stuff into flying blades that he can control. Also interesting, again, as mentioned earlier as well by him himself, balance thing, right? It's a balance thing between a split moment decision of either going into defense mode and use it to, I don't know, block an arrow or an attack or another blade or whatever the hell, and in the next moment detach the defense and turn the defense into offense, essentially. Very, very interesting, honestly. Anyway, third item. Okay, this looks... The hell is this? Oh, is this, that looks visually like the thing you use to mix ink, I think. The Untainted. The interviewee's hometown is famous for... Yeah, inkstone, okay, yeah. For inkstones made from locally quarried stone. Each child receives one when they begin their studies. These inkstones are finely made with smooth surface and minute pores. No matter how long they're used, The ink never stains them black. Interesting. Never thought about that. The ink doesn't seep into the rock, right? And I know someone is gonna think like, wait, how would rock? Yeah, rock does absorb moisture as well. It does absorb it into itself as well. But yeah, interesting. Interesting that they never pick up the ink. Okay then. Okay, story time. Let's see. His bright future. In Huanzhou, there's an old tradition called the one-year-old catch. When a baby turns 1, the family elders spread objects across a bed: fruits and vegetables, gold and silver trinkets, a bow and a sword, a needle and thread, scales and a ruler. Then they place the child before these items. Oh boy, this is considered a form of fortune telling. Whatever the baby grabs first reveals their future path. Naturally, the parents each have their hopes. Rich families wish for their child to reach for a silver ingot. Scholarly families hope for the scholar's tools. Of course, the children often surprise them. Cheng, however, lived up to expectations. The moment he was placed down, he grabbed the sheathted blade, a clear sign he would carry on the family tradition and pursue a military career. As the child of a military official, Cheng had a clear and steady path laid out before him. In his youth, he would study classical literature, ethics and morality, archery and horsemanship, and military strategy. Later, he would take the military examination, which in recent years has become an important criterion for promotion among military officials. He would compete in trials of martial skills and write strategic essays. He would pass the exam and be ready to enter the bureaucratic system where, with luck, he might catch the eye of a high-ranking official and rise to the top. Naturally, he would one day inherit his family's position and bring glory to his family name. His kin, subordinates, neighbors, countless people promised him this bright future. But as he grew older, he began to yearn for a different path. Just him and his white horse, traveling wherever the road took them. Well, I guess now you do have the opportunity to do that. It only took 400 years into the future, hopping. But yeah, interesting. He went through so much preparing to just join the military. Of course, you do for if you're actually going for the military to be your future career and you're actually hoping for promotions and stuff. You do need to go through quite a lot of a learning curve and knowledge acquirement for that kind of stuff. But yeah, very interesting. He's a very smart boy. Okay, part 2. A concerned citizen. At 10:13 a.m. on the 7th, a violent criminal incident occurred on South Road in our city. 2 masked criminals armed with knives broke into the Lucky Star convenience store, snatched a customer's handbag, and threatened the shopkeeper to hand over the cash from the register. According to reports, a concerned citizen, Mr. Cheng, was perusing the soy sauce on a nearby shelf at the time. Upon seeing the... I don't know why I find it funny. Upon seeing the assault, he struck the offenders on the head with several iron eggs. He turned eggs into iron. Both criminals immediately collapsed unconscious. Jesus. Mr. Cheng restrained them with iron wire and handed them over to police, who arrived at the scene shortly after. Several customers in the store were left frightened, but fortunately uninjured. Afterwards, though the shopkeeper refused to accept payment, Mr. Cheng insisted on paying for the soy sauce, eggs, wire, and a half-empty bag of noodles. He said, "Half-empty bag of noodles? What?" Wait, did he... Oh my god, did he turn a Did he turn noodles into a wire? That is hilarious. This guy's MacGyver. This guy's an old-fashioned MacGyver. He said, the eggs will be fine for eating before long. I plan to make braised bass tonight. Stir-fried noodles with eggs will make for an excellent side dish. Recently, the police and several customers presented Mr. Cheng with a banner inscribed with Hero in Action, Justice Upheld, in recognition of his bravery. In front of the camera, Mr. Cheng shared some anti-theft tips with our reporter. Store grain and money in a cellar. Store grain and money in a cellar. Install broken tiles and porcelain shards on top of walls. Broken tiles and porcelain shards on top of walls. Okay. Interesting. I don't know why that. Why would you do that? Broken tiles and porcelain shards on top of walls? I mean, that could be useful for him. He can just use it as a metallic weapon, I guess, but why would you do that? Anyway, have neighbors take turns keeping night watch. Oh, I know. Install broken tiles and porcelain shards on top of walls. Right, because if someone knocks them over, I guess they make noise because they clang to the ground and break more. Basically an environmental alarm sound because it's gonna be super loud when it breaks. Yeah, that's interesting. Have neighbors take turns keeping night watch and keep a gong ready to sound the alarm. Of course, you should call the police immediately, he added. Of course. But you can also be prepared. Okay. Part 3, the interview. Let's see. What changed and what didn't? Okay, we're starting with Pandora. Sorry to keep you waiting. They said you arrived an hour ago. Oh, you're still wearing traditional Eastern clothing. Yes, I'm more comfortable with the fabrics and cut. Records show you were born 400 years ago. How would someone from that era judge our time? Is this the best of times or the worst of times? I am still growing used to things here, so it's hard to say. Everything is so different from Huanzhou. Suits, skyscrapers, the internet, houses on 4 wheels, black boxes that capture your image. There's so much to learn, including an entirely new language. Your English is very good. Thank you. There are people from my hometown in the foundation. We practice English together when time allows. You've mentioned many ways modern society differs from the past, but I'm curious, after all these centuries, what things remain familiar to you? Times change, traditions shift, but some things are constant. On the BBS, these are people from all over the world. While some comments are nasty, many more are genuinely helpful and honest. Virtue hasn't disappeared, neither has my commitment to justice. That is why I live a disciplined life, rising at dawn to sweep the floors, and resting at dusk after properly locking the doors. Some of the others in the suitcase have heard tell of my routine, which has led to some strange looks. I'm not certain why. Cause very rarely is one of them actually being a very diligent person. They like to sleep in. Most people in the suitcase, even the more disciplined ones, do still adhere to the more modernity thing. Also, why would they look strange at him? Unless the suitcase is an environment that cleans itself, so he doesn't need to do it? Or something like that? Maybe? I'm actually not sure. I never really thought about that. Also, I haven't really heard anything mentioned about that as well, so I don't know. But yeah, very interesting. Alright, but now it's time to watch the trailers for our boy to round this up, so let's do that. Alright, so yeah, basically one trailer left, which is just the trailer for Cheng, but like we said at the beginning of the episode, I'll check out the EP as well. That was recommended. It's apparently a bit more on the goofier side, but first, let's see what the trailer for Cheng has to offer.
Damn it! I'm fed up with all these stupid orders. Every day he piles more work on us.
Take it easy. The chief's only doing his job.
Staff only, sir. Please. Oh, Chief Cheng, come on in.
He'd do anything to redeem his family name.
For conspiring with bandits, you are to be flogged and exiled.
Your badge, Hua. Your election now depends on you.
Oh man, that seeing that guy again. After witnessing the main portion of the story and seeing this guy every single time again, it's kind of like it's kind of like painful. He respected him so much, and he was a douche. That hurts. Also, seeing these two guys again is very nice. The three of them were pretty good friends.
He takes on every opportunity he can.
Fish!
I've got some fresh bass. Same old price?
Enough. Want to make some more? Let's go hunting.
More coin?
Yeah. Chief?
I'm coming with you.
Yeah, they're friends. Damn. Every single time they're flexing with the 3D when they're showing hold on, let me go a tiny bit back. When they're showing the this stuff, when they're showing like that is a freeze frame, I'm so sorry. But yeah, every time they're showing like environments, good god, they're flexing with the 3D realism stuff. Yeah, look at that shot. What the hell? That is such. I mean, I like it. It's definitely an artistic style that kind of blends well with the rest of the trailer as well. Probably to do with the coloring overall that makes it seem like it fits so well together. But yeah, what is this weird flex of showing very realistic looking forests and just environments in general in their trailers? That is kind of hilarious.
Hey, Chief, where are you going?
You need to work on your archery, Hoguang. You know, I'm better with a sword. So, if you want to join the military, you gotta use both. Why would I do that? Maybe I'll just become a vigilante. Huh? Don't you want to make your family proud? I seek justice before honor.
Damn.
Hello?
Seek justice before honor.
Oh. Oh, that smile.
Are you alright?
I'll be alright. It doesn't matter who you are, as long as you do what is right.
Oh, that was a nice trailer. That was a nice trailer for him. Okay, now for the other thing. Okay, then let's see what this is about. So this is the EP that was requested just to react to it, and it's apparently kind of like similar to the Chinatown one that I also reacted to a long time ago. But this is a weird aspect ratio. This is a very weird aspect ratio. Okay. Super widescreen format, I guess. Alright, so singing on the snow-fallen path. Let's see. Oh, it's also only 2 minutes long, I just realized. What time is it? Oh, he's using a pager. Wait, excuse me, what? He's resting bitch. Okay, is this done by the same art division or group or whatever that did the Chinatown one? Because the art style and the coloring and just, I guess, character design in general really kind of feels the same, honestly. Holy shit! Mothman! Or sorry, Mothwoman! I was gonna stop earlier, but I was letting it roll. But they're really showing these guys. Is this the band? Is this the band doing the song as a self-insert into this thing? If that's the case, that is amazing. Mothwoman getting her revenge. A callback to the scene on the stage. Very nice. What the hell, ma'am? She's... Okay, this was very nice. Yeah, it is very much in lieu with the with. Is there anything else? No, that's it. But yeah, it is very much in lieu with the with the Chinatown one. I can't remember the name right now. It's really escaping me. But yeah, very nice. That was very nice. Okay, but with that, we are done with our 2 character stories for the patch, and then I guess next time we can jump into the current life story, I guess. But yeah, overall, these are two pretty good character stories, honestly. Like, they pretty much filled in the gaps for the characters that were not present in this story. For both of them, I would say Cheng's is probably filling in the gap for him way better than the one for Paper Heron. Paper Heron was also not bad, but it was pretty much kind of like still kind of like in lieu with their character, like outside of introducing a character that was, I think, briefly mentioned in the main portion of the story, essentially her childhood friend. And friend from school, essentially. I mean, it still painted her the same way, the same characterization that she was. Even before she became immortal, she was pretty much the same type of person. Pretty laid back, chill, friendly, essentially a happy-go-lucky character. Honestly, the only thing it signaled, it expanded a bit more on, but again, that's kind of like the same message that you get from the story itself, is the whole aspect of yeah, once upon a time she was obviously paying way more attention to the people around her, but after she became immortal, it's kind of hard to keep both track of time and kind of hard to get into paying too close attention to the people around you. You kind of blink and they're gone in the next moment already. But still, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was pretty enjoyable overall. And again, a nice background view to her essentially becoming immortal and stuff like that. And a lead up to the story itself, the main portion of the story. Cheng's, on the other hand, kind of filled in the blanks for him as a character way better. Like the whole roundup with a couple of flashbacks to childhood, the symbolism of the essentially the house with white walls and black roof tiles, essentially how he sees it, and his decisions and his interaction with that woman that was essentially a former bandit that did well, she herself technically didn't do the most heinous acts. She just came to steal shit, even though that is obviously breaking the law as well, but still, the people she brought along, however, did murder and pillage on a much higher scale, and obviously that was still done because of her. And yeah, the whole morality of the whole thing, how do you view this? Do you let her go, or do you put her in prison? Like I also said while we were going through the story, it's kind of like, especially in times like these in the past, where actually professional doctors and stuff weren't much around, or were harder to have around, rather. Having someone who is actually helping the village, despite the fact that they did some bad shit, it's kind of putting you in a very hard spot of, well, do I take away the person who is helping these people, or do I leave the person because they're actually doing good shit right now? And they're clearly aware of the fact that they have done bad deeds and are trying to not necessarily outweigh the bad with the good, but they're still trying to do the good deeds now to pay essentially people back. But yeah, I did like the whole build up to the whole thing, and yeah, it made it way more clear why he decided to burn down his family home in Huanzhou. So yeah, big decision for him, essentially. Big decision, and the story for him pretty much signaled why he made this final big step into a proper new life for himself, essentially. He pretty much decided firmly on a new path, and he's gonna stick to it and keep on going. And also going through his files and voice files, probably out of all of the characters so far introduced in this game, I weirdly vibe with this character probably the most, with his mindset. I don't know, probably the first one. I did so far have a couple of characters where, you know, I can feel the vibe, kind of reminding me of my own kind of mental state and stuff like and way of thinking. But Cheng here is definitely weirdly enough way more in tune with my own type of I guess worldview. Would that be the proper term to use here? I don't know, but yeah, kind of vibing very hard with him. But yeah, that would be, however, it for this episode. I really hope this song is not gonna get copyright claimed, and I don't have to mute it. It's a pretty nice chill tune as well. I would have to replace the song with something else. But anyway, this will be it for this part, and yeah, we'll continue next time with lots more stuff, story, and so on and so forth. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like, it would help out a lot. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open on the channel. As I always say, no video will be behind a membership, it's purely there for support, so thank you very much to all the members already doing so, much appreciated. And I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.